QEF Mobility Services is located here in Carshalton in South London. It's one of 4 services provided by Queen Elizabeth's Foundation for Disabled People, QEF for short. QEF is a leading disability charity working with people with physical and learning difficulties or acquired brain injuries to help them gain new skills and increase independence for life. Mobility is perhaps the most important factor in enabling disabled people to achieve independence and freedom outside their home. QEF Mobility Services provides practical advice, mobility assessments and training for those wishing to drive or increase their mobility through assistive technology, personal mobility vehicles and adapted cars, alongside wheelchair and scooter assessments and seating and transfer assessments. Recently, 2 brand new assessment services, Try Before You Fly and Bugsy, a free children's powered wheelchair loan service, have been developed by QEF. Try Before You Fly is a pioneering support service to help people with disabilities have a safer and more comfortable time when they're flying. Assessments are provided together with in-flight disability support and training, and even the opportunity to try out specialised seating support, harnesses and restraint systems, including the global airline award-winning b4u travel chair. The travel chair can be tried out in a real aircraft fuselage, which QEF has installed as part of the Try Before You Fly air travel assessments. Sam is 3 years old. He's unable to sit, stand or walk unsupported. Using his mouth and tongue is so difficult that he's unable to drink, speak or eat. He struggles to use his hands effectively and is fed through a gastrostomy tube. He and his mother Jessica have been for an assessment and found the travel chair was what they need for a holiday flight to Spain.
We haven't flown with Sam for almost 3 years because we couldn't work out the logistics of how we would fly with him. Because without a chair like this, we would have to have him on our lap for the entire flight because he can't sit in a chair on his own. I'm not actually sure that that's possible in that the airline would allow you to do that, but even if it was, it would be exhausting holding him for 3 hours of a flight. As you can see, he can sit on his own, so this chair is sitting on top of the normal aeroplane seat, and it means that he can sit on his own for the 3 hours of the flight, which means that not only is he happier and more comfortable than he would be sitting on top of us, but it allows us to sit on our own and look after another child if needs be. And it also means that we can feed him in this position, so he'll be able to be fed during the flight. I think Sam's on the smallest spectrum of the chair, so it means putting everything in its kind of smallest configuration, but he checked that and said that he was happy with Sam's position in it. I don't know how big the child can go, but this head support is currently on its smallest setting, and you could see it could come up right to the top, so obviously it could accommodate a much taller child than Sam.
We just want to enable more disabled people to be able to fly by offering a seating assessment, and in the aircraft fuselage, people can come along and try the various different seating solutions that are actually available in the marketplace. So they have the assessment and try what's best for them, and they go away with the recommendation of knowing what they can actually use on an aircraft. One of our occupational therapists will take the individual into the aircraft and literally try them in the different seating solutions that are available. Very friendly, very helpful. They'll probably know from their medical condition which seating is going to be the most useful for them. But in some cases, 2 or 3 solutions may all work equally well, but one might come out best for that particular individual. We're hoping that throughout the next 12 months we're going to be able to get other mobility centres throughout the country to also operate a Try Before You Fly service in the same way that we do.
The award-winning Bugsy, built by QEF's sister charity b4u, is a powered indoor wheelchair for children aged up to 6 years old. Following an assessment to ensure the correct fittings, it offers a unique opportunity for preschool children with disabilities to experience independent mobility, often for the first time in their lives. Ben is 4.5 years old and has a rare incurable metabolic condition called non-ketotic hyperglycemia, more easily known as NKH, which leads to global development delay and also epilepsy.
A normal 4.5-year-old would be running around, would be walking. Ben's completely unable to walk unless with aids. He can't run anywhere, he can't kick a ball, so NKH has had a completely profound effect. I find it quite hard to steer, but Ben obviously doesn't. It's had a big impact in his life. It's made him independent, which is one of the best things children can do.
Right, let's have a look at Bugsy here. It's a simple idea, great design, and of course it's entirely adaptable.
Yes, I mean they all look similar when you first see them, but the seating is a CAPS seating system, which is like the wheelchair seating system, but it comes in different sizes. So the child has to come along for an assessment to get the right size basic seating to start with. Then, for example, they may start initially with just one of these big buttons that will move them forward until they get better at it, and then they could have one that moves right or left. It could even move on to 3 small ones, so they can go right, left and forward. And depending on their dexterity, they may then be able to move on to the joystick, which gives them front, back, sideways in either direction.
Very important in so many respects for a young child, and Bugsy is available on loan.
That's right, we've just been able to fundraise for 10 lucky children to have a free loan of the Bugsy, and we're hoping to do that again later in the year and New Year. And then when they come back, we'll be able to reissue them again by reassessing children and adapting them to fit the child appropriately.
So like the travel aids, this is a QEF mobility initiative which you must hope will go from strength to strength.
Absolutely. I think it's just amazing that so many young children can gain so much. It's not just about the movement, it's about everything else they learn that is joined in as other young children learn to get up and walk and fall over and bang into things. So can a disabled child if they've got a Bugsy.
Try Before You Fly and the Bugsy Loan Scheme are 2 new services that meet specific needs, and we're very pleased to see how well they're assisting families.
If you'd like to find out more about QEF Mobility Services, please visit qef.org.uk or call 020 8770 1151.